Bullish versus bearish indicator takes a stock chart like this and it converts into the perfect buy signal for you to enter into a trade. The way to identify the trend is take your last candlestick and see if the support and resistance line are going up, meaning that the highest probability is price will go up with the trend. Kind of like it did here, came all the way up into the resistance line, great place to take your profit. The three bullish setups will look like this. When the last candlestick is bouncing off a support level and the trend indicator is pointing upward, that's a bearish to bullish reversal. Bearish trend, bouncing off support, double bottom, trend indicator pointing upward, great place to go long. Next place for a bullish entry is when the whole entire support and resistance channel is going upward. Be patient to wait for price to come down into the support level and buy to go long. Use your midpoint as a target or let your runners run to the upper side resistance. Right now, to take a trade on this upward channel, you'll have to wait for price to come back down to the support level before getting in. Here's another uptrending stock, great place to buy back here at support, but right now you have to wait till it comes back to support to get into a bullish trade. After this consolidation, we look at the last candlestick, we see the trend indicator going up. This is the perfect long trade setup. With horizontal support, enter into the trade, take some profit off at the midpoint, or let your runners run to the upper side resistance. Next chart, take the last candlestick, trend indicator is rising, great place to go long. As you can see back here, last time it gave an entry signal, it went right to the midpoint, making some quick profit. So please use proper money management when you enter into a trade, that you have enough money and time to wait until it gets all the way up to this upper band, if that's your trade strategy. Being patient and buying at support yields the biggest profit. Another bullish entry is when the trend indicator is going up, but support and resistance start to go sideways. As price moves back and forth between support and resistance, you can take a bullish trade when it comes back down to the support level. You might want to be cautious and take your profits off at the midpoint if you're not sure it's going to come back and do a double top or head and shoulders. As you can see here, buying at support, taking your profits at the midpoint worked out great. Buy at support, take profits off at the midpoint, worked out great. And yes, you can buy at support and take your profits off at the resistance level, even with this rounding topping pattern, as many know it as a head and shoulders. But remember what we said, when you're determining the trend, take from the last candlestick and which direction is the indicator pointing. In this case, it's pointing down, confirming this head and shoulders resistance area. Great place to enter and trade lower. You could take your profits off at the midpoint, use old support levels, or the support level of the trend indicator. At this point, I would not take a counter trend trade here. I would look for price to come back up into resistance and take another bearish trade. Here you have a triple top. Great place to enter a bearish trade because after this last candlestick, we see the trend indicator falling off and price should follow with it. Last candlestick up against resistance, trend indicators going lower. That means we take bearish trades on this, either to the midpoint, horizontal support levels, or the trend support level, whatever way you feel most comfortable. Remember, you can't take this as an up trade because the trend indicator is still pointing down. It's hard to know exactly how far a counter trend trade will go. Be patient, find the last candle, look and see the direction of the trend indicator. This one's going down, which confirms a great place to enter into a trade. We can see this is downtrending, up against resistance, indicators going lower, support target down here. Great place to enter into a trade, which I did. The trend indicator is amazing, but a couple days ago it looked like this, up against resistance, and I entered into the trade. Little did I know Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter, and the price shot up, creating a new resistance line, but still confirming a downward trend. So I doubled down and entered into the trade again, hoping to make up for the loss and maybe even more. Last way to take bearish trades is when the trend indicator is going down, then turns and starts going sideways. As price comes up into resistance, great place to take a trade. Cautiously thinking, maybe take your profits off at the midpoint unless you're thinking it's going to make a double bottom, giving you a great entry point for a long. Kind of like it did here. If you would have got in against resistance, you could have took your profits off at the midpoint or held them to support, which is the first bullish trade that we showed. These are the three bullish and the three bearish trade entries for the trend indicator. If you'd like better trade setup signals, then you should watch bearish flag patterns.